hopefully my house can go for it because I'm having to use it. Hello, my name is Raga13, but my name is Vanna on the server. Today we are going to be discussing... So I'm not actually playing on Mianite Reborn. I am actually going to be discussing the story. And then hopefully I can actually talk to you guys about the story and get you guys up to date with what's going on and what we are going to be doing. And then we will head into the story world. To ignore the if you guys do want to follow me through the story world, go ahead. It's up to you. So we are going to start at the Lorekeeper's tree. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, hey, maybe we have a quick step. My microphone is all the way up, so let me, I have no idea. I guess I'll just try and talk louder, I guess. It's just gonna be a bit hard. I will apologize. I had a allergic reaction to a medicine yesterday, and it's kind of affected my throat. So my God, usually. I don't know how to fix it, unfortunately. So turn up the volume. That's all I can say. I apologize. I will try and figure out what. Okay. Well, I can't exactly be closer to it. I'm not yelling into the mic. But yeah, I'll be closer to the mic. Is this even better? Let's wait for the buffer to go through. Okay, well, God damn it. Boy, you say get closer to the mic. Let's see if I can fix this. Hold on. Make sure it's going through the right one. It's going through the microphone. Let's see. I have. Let me see if there's something on my OBS. Thanks, Sayo. I love you too. I'm seeing if there's. You heard that one, right? Oh wait. Maybe try and turn up your volume then. I'm trying to do what I can, but I can't do anything on my end. Yeah, that's probably why I think Sayo. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna keep going. Y'all can just try and chat in normal okay, there you go. Try and chat in the Reborn chat so I can see it, because it's hard for me to switch back and forth. So welcome to the Lorekeeper tree. If you know, at this point you should know about it. The Lorekeeper's tree is actually by the home of our friend down here, who is actually should be awake by now, which I haven't had time to, but Lorekeeper, who is asleep. And so she's asleep because of some things I'll discuss later. You'll see why. She's actually supposed to be awake, but I'll fix that later. So it is also now the temporary home of the messenger. There's this lovely gentleman here. Jake Flander and his sister Liara Flander, who Liara is actually at Helvetia because I haven't fixed it yet. And in the Lore Keeper's tree, you can see some beautiful things. And actually, in my story, Memoirs of Reborn, sorry, you can actually learn a little bit more about the Lore Keeper and the Lore Keeper's tree, which Memoirs of Reborn has not been released yet. I'm still working on writing it, so we're going to have to go from there. You can actually learn a little bit more about this upper area and why it looks like this, which, if you haven't realized yet, it exploded. So, which is actually kind of my cool thing. So down here, you can also, on this wall, read exactly what's happened. I'm going to just kind of, actually the summary is pretty good. So in the pre-launch event, Lore Keeper appeared in the realm through Vanna and warned the realm about the coming destruction from a being called Evan. Unfortunately, her warning brought about the destruction faster, but Maddie and Undermedia started the Reborn Protocol. The next day, Evan made his first appearance through SMS-77, where he killed Henminer, mostly because he was being stupid. But Vanna, with the help of the Lore Keeper, created a pendant to temporarily stop Evan. A little bit later, the champion of the Lore Keeper came through, Lili, the messenger. Messenger offered aid where Evan started his attack again. Vanna passed out and Evan's minions started to attack Rome. With the help of the messenger, the players beat back the minions long enough for Maddie to prepare the ship and get everyone out of the crumbling realm. Now they're in a new world. So basically what happened, you can actually see the entire stream from Phantomfire 213's perspective on their channel. Basically, I fell unconscious, but I actually could not stay at the event because I had been called into work, so I had to go. But basically, we had a huge, I think, 2-3 day long pre-launch event for the Mianite Reborn server, in which we had me just as the Lore Keeper, and I'm in my wrong skin, but whatever. And so we went through all that fun stuff, and it was kind of fun, and I unfortunately couldn't make it, but it was really fun to watch, and you actually did see Mianite from our realm actually come through and do that. Do his thing, even though technically our Mianite, Dinite, Nianite were not around. We are in an entirely different dimension, and that's why the Mianite, Ianite, Dinite are here. But we also have Eben, so that kind of creates something that's different than the original series. Obviously, it's a little bit different because I'm writing it, so it's not going to be 100% probably what you want, but it's going to be something. So, yeah. So we're going to keep going. So for the quest 1, in which we apologize for all the lagginess, but it actually went pretty well. The Lore Keeper, after collecting the supplies from the players, set forth and was able to summon them to her house, which is actually the platform you guys appear on. From there, they fully met the messenger, her champion, who had come through Lili from the old world, and after, which is this guy over here, who was actually in different armor before, and I'll probably find that skin again. After a bit of talk, Lore Keeper decided to have Messenger bring them to the town of Helvetia. Messenger brought the group to the town, then around it, first stopping by the Stein, where they learned about the rumors of the gods returning and sightings of Ionite. From the Stein, they went to the library and read the collection of God Wars books, part 1 through 4, and upon asking Athy, who is the owner, no, Athy's the son, sorry, I learned that part 5 just recently was donated from the books. They learned about the history of the gods and the war. The trio of gods raged across the world. They also learned more about Eben, the void god. After reading the books, Messenger directed them to the Helvetia market, where they were intercepted by a homeless man who directed them to the jail, where a pair of twins were being held. After some gold from the messenger, Liara, and Jake Flander, were released. Messenger guided the group back, and with the help of Lore Keeper, they were planning their next actions. So basically, what was going on when, for a few weeks was Messenger was actually up here at this desk, I think it was, yeah. At this desk, kind of just looking at it, he had new armor from Magnus, who we'll see in a second, and Jake and Liara were down here just kind of chilling. So that's kind of what's going on with that. Doorkeeper was on the second floor, allowing you to get like information, which is cool. And yes, you got name dropped SMS. But yeah, so it's definitely been kind of fun. They've been kind of walking around. They were actually recently all four of them together in the same area, and then they kind of started splitting off because of some things I'll talk about later when we get there. So obviously in here there are 3 readable books. This one, which is probably my favorite one. The pages are musty, dusty, torn, and mangled. It looks like it was either read a lot or thrown into a cave with a bear. Either way, you can't read anything. And secretly, it's named Mianite Season 3. So, you know, I figured I'd put a little joke in there that nobody would say. This one's actually, I think, called Egypt or something. It's actually pretty cool. And then you can also read the the journal of Lorekeeper, which is actually the introduction, near about the introduction of when we did the EP story introduction. But you can actually see exactly what she's been thinking about. Currently, I believe you can talk to Messenger and them, and they're talking what? Yeah, so they're actually talking about getting ready for the second story event, which we will be planning very soon. We actually have it ready now, but we obviously have to wait for it to be planned. And Lorekeeper's down here asleep, I think. Yeah. So we are going to go to the lovely I now actually did add teleport to spawn, so you can teleport straight to spawn, but spawn lags me out a few times, so I'm going to avoid that. We're going to go to Helvetia. Alright, welcome to Helvetia. All the characters in here now have custom skins, so Guard Carter now looks different. Obviously this is the jail we were talking about that they went through. Okay, most have different skins. Guard Garage, I was too lazy. Here's the Commissar Valentine, which we haven't seen his face yet. And this is open. It's supposed to be open. Maddie is a bit hyper this morning, so you will just kind of accept it. As I lag in through. So most of the skins in here are actually created by me. I think actually every single one of these skins, except for Aaron and Lily and Sinarath, are all made by me. Those 3 are not. Cora I edited, so technically that's also not me. But yeah, you can come through here and still buy stuff. Each of them say something cute. Actually, this one's also not made by me. This is actually Lilai's skin. I'm lazy. Recently, there have been 2 people that came through, and they are both elves. So we have Zion Recondite, who is a guard in training. Still, I don't know why. Shush. And then his sister, if I can get to the door, Ava Recondite, who is a blacksmith's apprentice, who is also the apprentice of Egal, who is a complete Easter egg for Maddie. And here we see Liara, who is talking to Egal. So they are getting supplies ready for that. Yeah, so Helvetia is a very small town. You guys can take a look around it. I'm going to show you some of the smaller parts. We have the Fitzgeralds who run the Stein, obviously. You can still talk to them about the gossip people are talking to about. You can see Jibs in the corner here. He is the town drunk, and we love him. You can obviously go talk over here to Steinar and get some drinks if you want, or some food. I say that I'm lagging around. I apologize for the quality of the stream. So here we have Magnus and his lovely chameleon named Quan. And I think he's probably my favorite. And then Magnus is here. He's just here to chat. Hold on. Here is, again, the 6th readable book in the Helvetia town. So here is actually the history of Helvetia. It's 8 pages long. I think there's only like 2 errors in there, so it's pretty good. This is a reference to something I'll be talking about later. And then obviously we have the 5 God Wars books. What down with the wrong place? Down here. Parts 1 through 4 down here, and then part 5, if you go up the stairs where we just were, is in this little nook over here when I'm not logging. Right here, part 5. And you can read that. I'm going to soon have something on my channel that reads it all out to you. I just haven't done it yet because I've been really busy. You talk to Demi if you want. Yeah, so, Liara's over here chilling for now. She's getting some supplies from Egal. We did have a mail service we were going to use, and then we realized we had some issues with it, which I'll explain later. And we do have a bank, if you want to use the bank. Oh, also, this guy's skin is not mine. Dedekaya. We are going to keep going. Guardia Saraya. And we are going to go out to Stone Meadow. Stone Meadow is a small reference to my Chronicles of Mianite series, in which I made a farm for my friend, and then he never used it because it was too big. What on earth are you doing out here? Somebody push you. God damn it. Hold on. What? Who moved my dog? Yes, hi, Sag. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna remove my dog. I'm gonna punch you. Why did that not work? We're gonna sit here for a few minutes while I figure out how to move the dog. Hold on. There we go. What do you... Stop it. Cray, get out of the thing. Come over here. What did you guys do to my dog? Jesus. What is it? Puppy? Copier? Nope, that's not right. Cloner, that's what I want. Do I have a clone of you? Okay, let's try not to break my dog again. we go. Don't break my dog again, please. Anyway, besides all that, I can type. We are now in Stone Meadow Farms, where it does host 6 daily quests that you guys can do, in which you can feed the animals from Mercutio here. This skin is actually done by Jabber. The other 3 skins are mine. We do have a small reference to my story again. We have Vincent's Abandoned Mushroom and Matisse Abandoned Pig, which are small references to memoirs, which has not actually still been released. So this area is actually where Lord Keeper was, and it was where, unfortunately, she had to deal with that. There was a corruption coming from the mines, and we were going to try and open the mines so you guys could do like mining daily quests, but unfortunately we could not. So this is just too corrupted, and so Lord Keeper put a protective area around it for now. And as you can see, it looks terrible, but it works. And then we do have Kaka, the apple bird, who you can actually, bird will actually give you 5 apples for the quests. Sorry. And you can also go over here and talk to Issa, but I don't think she has a quest ready for you yet. I think she just says hi. Yeah, she just says hi. I'm working on quests for her right now. It's a bit longer process because I'm figuring out how much each is. You can go over here to the lovely Farness and say hello. She is the grandmother of the 2. And there's a grave here. Of course there's a grave here. Who on earth is this? We will get that grave later. I don't understand how people always, like, why do you punch NPCs? Why? Right, so what was I doing? Natty, I just don't punch. I will tell you this now, just don't. There's a reason I made her OP. What was I gonna say now? I knew I was gonna say some stuff. So yeah, currently what's happened beyond the story, so like the small RP events, obviously Messenger got a new outfit from Magnus. You're going to, then, what happened after that? Lord Keeper was asked by the Stone Meadows to come and cleanse their, mine. Before that, though, they were talking about, the 4 of them were talking about Mianite's house, which is actually where you guys are going for Quest 2. You're going to Mianite's house. Sorry. Yeah, so you guys are all going to Mianite's house, and they were talking about that. And you can actually see some cool ideas of what we had. And this will be on my channel, so you guys can watch it. And so yeah, basically what's happened with the story is, let's see if I can summarize in the best way possible. The pre-launch event is obviously just the pre-launch event, but Quest 1, in which we went to Helvetia, you went and talked to the Steinars, who... Yes, you can talk to me. Hello. The Steinars, who each respectively said, let's see, your husband said you might have heard some gossip. Actually, if you could talk to Steiner first, that makes sense. You can talk about her, and you can actually hear about Lady Mianite. And they're like, it's only drunk whispers. And so yeah, you can just hear that. I am distracted too easily. I'm so sorry. So I would show you some Easter eggs. There's actually a few Easter eggs in Helvetia, which you can go look around. And we do have a barrier around here, just as you can see on my map, because of the fact that we don't want you all spoiling it, because there are some builds out there that are not protected yet. This is a really terrible explanation of the story. So yeah, I did do a brief explanation of the story in the beginning few, like 30 minutes. And so you can actually go back when the stream's up. If you guys want to ask me questions about the story, I'm going to start explaining about the characters now, if you're cool with that. If not, then, yeah. Sorry. I'm still recovering from my allergic reaction, so again, my voice is a bit bleh, but I will do my best to speak as clearly as I can. Yes, we're going to go to a less likely thing. Thank you, Kauai. Yes, you serve me alcohol. Okay, so we are going to be discussing each of them. I'm actually going to go look at the characters when we're discussing it. And we are going to go back to Lorekeeper's tree because we're going to start with the Lorekeeper herself. This is the teleport platform you guys made, by the way. The first few, like, daily quests that you guys did, this is the, like, stuff you collected for it. So, the Lorekeeper, which you can actually get more information from memoirs, is a very mysterious woman who, she doesn't, don't ask why her head's rolling around. She came from some unknown land. She's not from the dimension of Reborn, Mianite Reborn. She's not from this dimension, and that's why her teleport tree is here. There is I'm gonna just talk about this part with this whole Lorekeeper's tree. She found it a while ago that she thinks, or she made it as one of those two, and she usually teleports to different dimensions when she's needed. She was actually escaping the previous dimension. I can speak. And that's why there's a humongous crater here now, because she was trying to do it nicely, but somebody interrupted her. It's also why the top of her tree is blown out, because the spell caused a huge explosion, unfortunately. There's actually a 4th floor to this originally, and then I put it down to 3. So the 4th floor actually was holding all these little artifacts, which are just like a bunch of cute stuff that I found. And each of those will have a story eventually. I haven't figured out anything yet for them, but each of them will have a story. But yeah, going back to Lorekeeper, she doesn't know how old she is. She doesn't remember much about her previous life when she wasn't a magister. She is a mage, so you saw her doing magic. Lorekeeper doesn't actually remember her name, unfortunately. But she is willing to help anywhere she can, so that's why she's here now, because she was needed. So something brought her through instead of just letting her go to the next dimension. So she's here now. She's ready for adventure. And she does have a fear of the dark, so that's why her area is so well lit up. So keep that in mind for later. So now the messenger, who I'm not going to do any spoilers for, but like a lot of people know, the messenger was a mysterious gentleman that became the Lorekeeper's champion. He did originally have red and black armor. You can still see the remnants of the red and black on him, but he doesn't wear it much anymore. He got new set, and he is loyal to the Lorekeeper 100%. He is her second in command. In this whole army, and he is a prime researcher, and messenger is actually from this dimension. He is from this world. Jake and Liar are 2 twins that are also from this world, but they were put to sleep. Wait. Yeah, something's happened to them when they were younger, and they are a little bit out of time. So that's why nobody in Helvetia kind of recognized them when they came through. And you will be learning more about their history in actually Quest 2. So Jake and Liar are probably my 2 favorite. A little known fact, I actually wanted the Andor type character from like the Mianite series, but I didn't want it to be a guy because that's too cliche, and I didn't want it to be a girl because that's also too cliche. So I made twins, which is still cliche, but it's better for me. Um, and they actually have, I will tell you this now, I've written up to Quest 11, I think, now. And they have the coolest story arc I've written ever. So I'm kind of happy with that. So those are the four main. We have obviously Mianite, Ionite, and Dianite, who you don't hear a lot about right now. From what you do know, let me see. I forgot what the bad word said. Sure. Yeah. So Mianite, Ionite, and Dianite obviously are the trio, which you'll be hearing that title a lot because I'm really lazy. The trio lived in harmony for a very long time. Okay, flagging around. Mianite watch over the overworld, keeping things growing in plenty and keeping the towns in perfect harmony, peace and war. Dianite watched the Nether, keeping the souls of the dead at peace or bringing them back with resurrection if they were still needed. He kept the cycle of life and death in harmony, so he's kind of the Grim Reaper. Ionite watched over the end, keeping the worst of the offenders in the void, while also keeping the Ender beings in harmony. So Enders are actually an entire race. So they each kept in their kind of thing. Might as well just read the God Wars book. Let me just summarize it. Good job, Kawhi. Ionite allowed the Enders in the overworld to get supplies, but unfortunately, overworld denizens were afraid. And actually, they were in perfect harmony for a very long time until suddenly some monsters that nobody knew about were coming out, just starting to kill things. You know, creepers, skeletons, blah blah blah. They're all monsters. And then obviously our crazy monsters that we have, thanks to our mods. So with the monsters coming, the gods unfortunately started pointing fingers at who did it. And that started the war. So while they were in war, Ionite had to actually leave the war because her void prison, which holds the worst like monsters around, was weakening. Unfortunately, one of the cells that weakened was Eben's cell. Eben, the void god. And with the weakening of Eben's cell, he was able to escape a little bit. He's still trapped. There's still like defenses in place that he's still trapped behind. But he is out enough that he can start talking to people and start getting his own cult. I'm trying not to sneeze. I apologize. Hold on. Okay. So with Eben being released, somewhat released, it's our job to kind of make sure he doesn't get all the way released. And unfortunately, also Ionite was unfortunately figured out what was going on with the whole Eben and monsters, and she tried to stop her brothers, but they wouldn't listen. And she has locked them in the cores of their dimensions, which is something cool, and you guys will figure that out later on, like in game and whatnot. But you also figure out where they are. That's gonna be a very fun little quest line. So let me talk more about Eben. Eben. Actually, I can't exactly talk about him. As far as you know, Eben is a very dark being, who is the Void Lord, obviously. He calls himself the Void Lord. He's pretty much the Void God. He is the Void. And he has an unrelenting hunger, and I am pacing in character. Wow. He has unrelenting hunger in which he will encompass a whole world, in darkness. Take all the life energies, all the magic energies from it, because most worlds have magic energy, especially in his connected void. And then after all that, after he's taken all the magic energies out, he will then devour the rest of the world will crumble into him, and he will create more monsters from that. That's what happened to, unfortunately, our realm, the Legacy Realm server. That's what happened. I said being, okay? Thanks, SMS. But yeah, so yeah, Evan is a very big threat, especially, but his home dimension is this one, so that's why I have to stop him here. Yes, that is correct. Why actually he is his main source of magic is from the thaumaturge uh stuff. And that is why the Crimson Cult was created. They were created because they wanted to get the power of the gods for themselves, and Eben promised it to them. He's been whispering to them for a while, and those are the whispers you hear. Is him trying to get you. You can actually see that in action in, again, Memoirs. And he is obviously the Void. He is the Flux and all that. That's everything. He is 100% on the Thaumcraft, and that's why that's what's going on with that. He is obviously a very dangerous threat, especially if he can devour an entire dimension like our realm dimension. And so it's kind of interesting to see what we're gonna do with that. Let me see, what else can I talk about? There's not many other interesting character arcs right now. And I don't want to do any spoilers because y'all will hate me, and a lot of them are actually really, really cool spoilers. Which you guys are gonna be like, you're gonna hate me for. Does anyone have any questions? I'm just slowly down over here. That's in the story. Yes, they are bad. That's what I was going to talk about, right? So, later on we're going to have factions of our story, and obviously you can already see the Helvetia faction, the Helvetia Guard, which is these beautiful white tags. And you can also see your factions in this tab? No. That tab. So you can see friendly, aggressive, owner, pre-launch maniacs, builders, blah, blah, blah. You can see all of them. You see the Void, which you guys shouldn't see that one yet. And Lorekeeper's friends, and then Stone Meadow Farms. You guys will actually be able to choose certain factions to follow later on. So if you want to be... I will talk about that later, SMS, actually. If you actually want to be a Crimson Cult member, if you want to follow Eben, you will have the option to be able to be evil. Or you can still follow your chosen god, Mianite, Ionite, or Dianite. Or you don't have to follow any of them. You can just follow like a certain order hall that we'll be talking about. That is a small reference to something later on. And as SMS was saying, I'm not sure if the whispers are explicitly bad. Maybe he just wants to show you something. Actually, it's very true. It's a matter of perspective of which one you can see again. You will be able to either listen to Eben and choose the path of the Void, or you will be able to or you can choose the path of the trio. Or if you want, you can just literally just follow Lorekeeper, but Lorekeeper is not going to become a god. I will tell you this now. That's not something I've planned, mostly because I have other plans for her, which you all will hate me for. I will tell you now, with my writing style, you all will hate me a lot with the story. And I am still working on it. My character, I'm actually a Mianite follower. Whichever one means vampires and world domination. Well, I mean, I think that'd be more void, Kawhi, because the trio want to keep the world in harmony. And Eben just wants to eat everything. So, you know, that's how it is. We are going to go here, and then we're going to teleport to spawn. That should work. Does it not work? Apparently it doesn't work. Okay. I'll fix that for later. My apologies. I thought that worked. Right. What else was I gonna... Okay. It's just a hungry guy. Right. That will be a bunch of later on stuff. Unfortunately, we are doing our best to get Quest 2 going. Quest 2 has had a lot of delays, due to the fact that, unfortunately, we were trying to make... I'm just going to talk about it. Maddie can yell at me later. We were trying to make it so you had separate inventories in the story world, so you wouldn't be going in there all OP and everything. Unfortunately, our version of World Guard does not have that, so we can't do that. So we're now figuring out how to scale it up so that it's actually a challenge for you guys and not just like a poke you're dead. So we're doing that, and it's a very slow process. I think I have it almost ready. For Quest 2, we just need to actually get the body actors, because we do actually need some body actors for this one, and it's actually a bunch of cool information you guys are gonna learn. Some more information. Is like, it's a good little thing. It's not a whole lot of action. It's not a whole lot of story. And that. So you can, I was trying to get to the spawn. Let me just go to spawn, and I can show you guys where it is that you guys can get into the story world. A lot of you guys don't know that yet. I am going to, okay. Sorry, give my computer a second. It does not like spawn. It's too big. There we go. Okay. So if you guys come through the main spawn building, I'm gonna fly. I can't fly. I'm lying into walls. If you come out the main spawn building, which is the big green building, you can see obviously some of our NPCs around the world, around the spawn dimension. The beautiful spawn that is that. Fairy is banned because it's degrading to some people if you use it incorrectly. So, but we use that as an alternative. Obviously there's Mianite back here, which is not loading for me because it's too big. Here's Mianite. All of its beautifulness. And do keep in mind, y'all voted for this name. I did not want to call it this. That doesn't surprise me, my stream is behind. So if you come over here between Mianite and the spawn, you can find this little shack, which is actually where the boat was. If you guys remember where we crashed down, this is where the boat was. We were able to heal the world pretty well. Come here. It's a lovely cake. And there's a little warning sign that if you go beyond the glass, we're gonna kill you. Come down these stairs. Oh. Story world. Teleport to story world. Let me go down there. Go away. So, right. Gonf is asking, is Gonf actually watching the stream? I assume they are. I did actually just explain who Evan is. Evan is the main antagonist of our story. Pardon me. You're being weird. I'm gonna go chill out in Mianite actually. Yeah. Alright, so we are on Mianite. So that's how you get to the story world, and then you can actually go explore, read through the God Wars books completely, read through all the history books, all the little books that have put around. You can look for Easter eggs, do the daily quests, have fun. It's just kind of a cool place to be. Not really big, but you know, cool place to hang out if you need some time to just spend. And do feel free to ask me questions in the global chat. I am willing to answer as much as I can without giving spoilers. If you do try and get me to just say spoilers, I will just say something silly for you guys. So there is actually a small thing in here at the food court. You can actually see some beautiful. We can buy some stuff with the Thaumcraft coins. Actually, this guy is based off of an IRL friend of mine who actually does come on the server. 2 Zephyr 2. It's based off of him. He's my IRL friend. Mianite's Ices. I don't know about him. Then we have a lovely demon that's running the donut shop. I really love that guy. We have the beautiful Atia, who is running World's Historian's Wonders Lattes. Because I can't find that many hot dogs. And Exotic Eats, who is run by this guy who's really not happy. And then Samaya, who is very ecstatic to be working on sweets and pastries. It's kind of a cute little thing. Yes, spoilers. Happy now. So it's very cool that. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm really bad at this. I think there's like a few little Easter eggs around here. I don't think there's that many though. I think it's just mostly find the NPC. So you can actually find my NPC right here in my normal skin with my faithful companion Jeffy. And you can actually talk to me, in which I think I say, let me see if I can actually say one of my silly lines. I say stuff like, Maddie's coming, gotta get back to work. Oh, hi, Mianite. Shuffles papers. Seems confused. A bit busy at the moment, but would love to chat later. Mumbles, but those characters should interact like that. Which is a reference to the fact that I'm a writer. I better hide. Maddie's coming around to check on my progress. That's probably my favorite line. And then you can also see what's going on with the third floor if you don't know about this, and Jeffy just barks at you. So that's fun. Kawaii is talking about when I was a vampire on there. I am no longer a vampire. I am actually in the wrong skin, but yeah, I'm no longer a vampire. I'm kind of happy about that. Because being a vampire kind of, pun intended, sucked. So you can actually come and see. I'm going to give you a big aerial view of each of these areas. You can see better on my map because my world does not want to load for me. Load. So unintentionally, this actually gives you a bit of a hint for later on. This was built before the story was 100% thought of. This is Mianite's area, the beautiful blood fountain. Mianite's area. The gorgeous balance between the unstone and the purple. It's not too much, not too little, and you can also come here and see people that are in jail and holding. And Mianite's area, which is just, elegant and blue. Which again, the world's not loading for me. At this point, I'm just chilling. You guys need to ask me questions so I stop just saying random stuff. so... Oh, God. Yeah. Koi has the jet boosters. I have, wings. So we are going to... What are we doing now? Well, considering nobody's asked me questions, I'm going to do a self-plug before anything happens. Hi, Koi. You're on stream. What's it like being Vanna? That's a good question, actually. Like, which Vanna? Because, I guess, well... Love you too, Matt. Love you too. Okay, so what's it like being Vanna? It sucks. Lots of stress, lots of, obviously, congestion issues. What? I'm stealing it. Oh God, no! Wait, no! My cakes. I almost said the wrong word. I still have this on me. I do. What are you talking about? Like Memoirs of Reborn? Or what? There's a bit of a delay. Hold on. Memoirs of Reborn is considered canon. Chronicles and Adventures... Yeah, I'm glad we had a blast because I have like 6 of them. Yes. The Mianite stories that are on my DeviantArt are considered canon to the server story. It's gonna get a bit weird soon, but yes, they are currently canon. And I'll be linking to my... Actually, you probably found my DeviantArt pretty fast. I will link to my folder about it. Adventures is 2 resets ago, which was still Realm. Chronicles is the most recent adaptation of Realm, which it is Vampire and all that fun stuff. Memoirs, which hasn't been released yet, is going to be about Reborn, obviously. And that gives you a better perspective of what's going on. Maddie, stop giving me cakes. So yes, that's the answer to SMS. Yes, they are canon. Yeah, no, your character doesn't really interact with my character. You've made... The very first appearance you did was, like, 3 chapters from the finale of Adventures. Yeah, I know. I apologize. I have a potato laptop. You have to just kind of deal with it. People wanted to know about the story, so I figured I would tell you about the story. That's pretty much all about the story right now that I can tell. They're preparing for Quest... The characters are preparing for Quest 2. Story world is a dynamic world in which things will change, and that's why the characters move around every so often. When I get around to it, I'm not stressing about finals. Yes, and my thing is but like... Oh, my spreader button again. Now! No, unfortunately is a glitch on the game. I don't know how to fix it. Alright. Oh god, that didn't work. I don't know what else to say. I guess I'll start doing self plugs now until I get questions. Oh god. Look at my cow. So I talked about the fact that Abigail, the mayor of Helvetia, I can tell it's mess, but it's okay. Abigail Hartley, who's the mayor of Helvetia, is actually a reference to something I voice act in. I'm a voice actor for... Buddy's being sarcastic. It was a reference to I failed at editing. Yeah, as I was saying, The Shattered Crown, which is a beautiful series by the director named Bragar. You can actually find you can find the stuff I'm about to talk about there. The Shattered Crown is a unique take on a kind of fantasy adventure in which I am the voice of I am the voice of Charlie. Charlie, shoot, what's your last name? I think it's Charlie Stanley or something. I completely forgot my character's last name. But you can also, you can easily find it. The Shattered Crown is actually on its third season now. Hey, rude. And, anyway, The Shattered Crown is on its third season and final season. You can actually see the adventures of Charlie, Abigail, and a few others, and it's actually the third season is going to be the best season. They're currently working on it. I don't know what else to say. I'll also give a link to that, which is not Enderplay at all oriented. It's just my own thing because it was my channel, so bleh. Yes. So the Shattered Crown, which I voiced Charlie, and you can hear all the lovely other voice actors that I've kind of gotten good friendships with. You can hear the beautiful adventures of Charlie and all that. So, yeah. So that's about it that I want to talk to you guys about, unless you guys had more questions for me about the story that weren't spoilers. There we go, it's working again. Yeah, to fix that whole broken spreader thing, you need to unload the chunk and then come back in. Sorry. Totally unprofessional. Yeah. So, I don't know if Turk is... I assume Turk is asking me the question. I am 21 years old. Looking at the beautiful majestics of my cat. And if you guys do want, you are free to send me like little things either through the PR email, or through in-game ender letters, and you can you can ask spoilerly. Spoiler stuff. Actually, the server's gonna restart soon. I lost my train of thought. Why does it look like I have so many cats in my house? I'm not 12. I'm 21. Go ahead and ask spoiler stuff. I will tell you as much as I can. If not, then I'll just grin and say spoilers. Even though the server's gonna restart in about a minute, so that's gonna happen. I'll probably just turn off my stream as soon as the server restarts, so I do want to thank you for coming to the stream. If you have any more questions, you can ask them down in the comments of this thing. And I will answer them as much as I can. So I do hope you have a very lovely day to all you people. I do want to thank you for coming to the stream, and I will be posting some links in the info chat. I'll post some links in the info part of it, in which you guys can see the Shadow Crown, my DeviantArt, and all that fun stuff, and you guys can do whatever you want with it. But I do want to thank you, and I do hope you stay epic.